The chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Yabagi Sani, joins us now. Has been listening to all that went on there at that book launch by Udenta today. And the bombshell, according to Benga, that came from Dr. Kayode Fayemi, former governor of Ekiti State. Let's start from there. I mean, I'm tempted to talk about the issues of the court judgment tomorrow, but we'll get to that definitely. What do you make of what Fayemi has said? It was Charles de Gaulle who said, look, politics is too serious to be left to politicians alone. Yeah. What do you make of the statements coming from Fayemi that all that pushback against Jonathan's fuel subsidy removal was all politics?
Yeah, well, you must understand that oil itself is a political, commodity. Internationally, domestically, you will find that it's a political commodity because, especially in our climate, when the price goes up, as it is doing now, it has a very, very far-reaching effect on social, political, and economic state of the nation. So, if Dr. Fayemi is saying what he said, I think it's true. And one thing again that he said, which resonates with IPAC, is the issue of inclusivity. Because we must not lose the sight of the fact that this country, if you like, it's like, it's not like, it's a collection of nations. We have, that's what he was saying, that, and when you now elevate it to the platform of the political parties, which is supposed to be a kind of a universal, platform for everybody, whether you are Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo, you now have a common platform, supposed to be devoid of all these primordial sentiments. So at that platform, a president that emerges, should be aware of the fact that we have differences that are deep, in the fabric of the society. And if you want to have a peaceful, government, a progressive government, a government that everybody will own, that is my government, people must be brought in, people of diverse, opinion, must be brought in, like the opposition party and things like that. That's what IPAC has been promoting. That's what we believe a country like ours will save us, because if we claim and we behave as if we have the solution or we have won and nothing will happen, believe me, something can happen. Like the saying goes, whatever can go wrong will go wrong if you don't take the right decisions. Right. That's why I agree with what Fayemi was saying in the area of inclusivity. We need. In other
words, a government of national unity. Is that what you think is saying
the national unity will come. The issue is that if you bring people in, they're all Nigerians, isn't it? All of us are Nigerians. So when you come together, you discuss nothing but how do we make progress? How do we move this country forward? How do we, in spite of all the differences, all the problems, all the challenges we're having, how do we own it that is ours? And we must be able to sacrifice. You don't sacrifice, even if you pray, you are praying because you believe that God will reward you, isn't it? So if you labor and nobody looks at you, that, oh no, I've won, and that's all, no. I think I agree with what he's saying, in that extent. To the fact that we need to come together as one.
So what you're saying now is that you're not surprised, you're not bothered at all that this is even coming from a member of the president's political party.
Because the truth, this nation needs a kind of cohesiveness, which must be done deliberately. You don't say it will take care of itself. No. And then APC doesn't begin or end. Nigeria does not begin and end with APC. That's the truth that you must told. Right. And like he was saying, if you add together the votes scored by Aswaju and the ones scored by the two other opposition parties, the two opposition parties are even more than what the president scored. But that is not the point. The point is that the president has been declared as the winner, isn't it? So we must all come together and then support him. I'm telling you, if they had done what we have been telling them until this time, you may not have all the noise you are having today, the judgment or not judgment, school and Supreme Court. All of us are Nigerians, and I'm sure everybody loves this country. They want this country to be, we want to take our rightful place in the scheme of things because we are big, we are great. We play big in the global, arena, and you can't, no matter how much of the competence you put together, that you are looking for national competence. I said it's not national competence. National competence cannot take Nigeria where we want it to be. You must add national effectiveness to it. National effectiveness is when you bring all shades of opinions together. Then your competence will be able to have a place to grow, and then to be felt by the people you want to be felt. You say you are competent, you are very efficient or something like that, and somebody is undermining you.
Right. Okay, then.
So that's why the issue of inclusivity is very important. Actions must be taken to ensure that people are brought in. Forget about the parties. It's one thing if the president extends the hands of fellowship to people to come and they refuse to come. That's a different thing entirely.
Right.
And it must be known. President Obasanjo did it, during the APP and then PDP, the 1999. He brought in people from APP. That's the other party.
Right.
Give them ministerial posts, give them appointments, and that also, I'm sure, helps the government to be able to stabilize and, achieve most of the things that they were able to achieve.
Okay, so effectiveness, national effectiveness, national competence, inclusiveness, and all that. Speak to us then. Let's move away from that and over to the expectations
tomorrow
of Nigerians towards the judgment tomorrow. We need you to help us and indeed help Nigerians manage expectations tomorrow.
Believe me, every Nigerian loves this country because we believe in this country. Because there's no other country you go to that has what this country have. And this is why everybody that you see, those who are making a lot of expressing their views in the manner they are doing it, because they are passionate about this country. They want it to work. That's what it's all about. And you must salute, the courage and then the patience of the people of this country. Since we began these 23 elections until now, they have allowed democracy to take its course. Everything that's democracy, everything that is prepared in the Electoral Act is allowed to happen. Meaning that when you lose, there's a room for recourse, which is provided for in the Electoral Act, and those who lost, were patient enough. They took their matter to court to be addressed. And this is why I believe that tomorrow will come, and tomorrow will also pass, and Nigeria will remain. And I'm telling you, believe you me, those who are saying all these things, by the time the judiciary, that is the presidential appeal, court,
presidential election
petition court, delivers their judgment, because court judgment, especially in this particular case, is always detailed. They will tell you why we took decision, why this decision was taken. And again, like we all know, in most jurisdictions like Nigeria, there's a room for appeal. You can appeal to the higher court, to the Supreme Court. So which if you don't agree, the Supreme Court can either review whatever decisions that this court has taken and may affirm, or they may reject, or they may amend.
And
this is not final yet.
This is where I'll ask you, what exactly is IPAC's messaging to your supporters? I mean, there seems to be a lot of tension. Everybody's pent up about what the outcome of tomorrow's, declaration from the appeal court will be. What are you telling your followers to do in a way that will engender peace and calm? Because it's not the end of the road. It's still a process.
Ngozi, I'll tell you, for free that Nigerians have come a long way as far as ensuring that this democracy prevails, and they will not do anything that will upset the apple cart. As far as democracy is concerned, we will have peace. Democracy allows you to express your opinion. I'm not expecting any crisis, in the manner that people are thinking, because the leaders of those particular parties, they love this country. They don't want to lose democracy that we have. Because why? When democracy fails, you know what happened? The first casualties are the politicians themselves. We are the first casualties, but the biggest losers are the people themselves. So that's why the politicians, that especially the presidential candidates, the national chairman, all these parties, believe you me, they will not allow anything that.
Do you agree with the statement from Obi Ezekwesili? We have to wrap that liberal democracy has failed Nigerians.
Well,
that's alternative politics that Fahimi talks about.
I do understand. Democracy is a journey. You know, and where we are, we can build on it, we can improve on it. You know, it can be perfect, you know, overnight. Look at what is happening in America. You know, America has spent over how many years now? You know, 500 or something, 200 or something years. You know, trying to perfect that system. But look at what's happening between Trump and the Democrats. Yeah. You know, so which means you have democracy has that elasticity to accommodate all the things that are happening in Nigeria. You know, and it will still stay. You know, because those who are fighting, who are saying all the things I are saying, believe you me, deep down, they don't want to lose this democracy at all.
We're not even saying we want to lose democracy. What we say is there a version that we can adopt? Is there a way we can modify the democracy we currently practice such that for our context?
It's a social process. It's a social process. It takes time. You know, it takes time. It's not a mechanical thing that I'll take this book from here and put it here. So, but we are making progress, believe you me. We are making progress. You know why I say so? You know, we have conducted these elections, these 23 elections, and the process is still on. Nothing has happened that is not within the process that was not contemplated in the Electoral Act. Nothing so far has happened today. So I believe that we are on the right course. And I believe that the judiciary will also, you know, live up to the expectations.
Thank you. You know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yabagi Sani, Chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. Thank you very much for coming to the